Loreen Gilbert is Wealthwise Financial President. She's with us along with David Katz, the Chief Investment Officer with Matrix Asset Advisors. It's good to have you both with us. David, I'll begin with you. So what do you make of today's bounce, if you want to call it that, but also the weakness into the close that seems to be carrying over into the futures tonight?
Well, we don't think you can read too much into the market on a day-to-day basis. It really has been quite irrational. There's panic everywhere. You see these huge rotations from one group to another. So we think the best thing that investors can do is sort of turn down the volume on the day-to-day volatility, take a 9 to 12-month time horizon, and we think if you can look out at that sort of time horizon, there are a lot of great businesses that are at great prices, and we think you're going to be very happy for buying stocks here. We think they're going to be a lot higher.
Wow, you're calling a bottom tonight?
I'm definitely not calling a bottom. What I'm saying is stocks are going to fluctuate pretty wildly, but a year from now, we could see stocks 20 to 30% higher easily, and that might be an understatement.
So the losses that we've suffered thus far, how much more, if this is not the bottom, how much lower do you think the major averages could go?
That's the exact point. You can't call a bottom. So the market's already down 35% from its highs. A lot of stocks are down 40%. Right now, it's moving irrational. It's not tied to the economics of individual companies. So could it go down 5%, 10%, 15%? Absolutely. But we do think anything that you're giving up from here, and in fact, anything that you were giving up in the last few weeks, you're going to make back very quickly as soon as there's any sort of light at the end of the tunnel. Know that the government is going to be very, very aggressive in terms of trying to protect industries, trying to protect consumers, individuals. And when you get that going into the economy and any sort of improvements in terms of controlling the coronavirus or coming up with any sort of way to treat it, is going to lead to people having a sigh of relief and much, much higher stock prices.
Loreen, David says it's time to put money to work. Do you agree?
I think we have to be very cautious right now as far as putting money to work. What we've been doing is garnering some cash on the sidelines so that we can invest, but we're waiting and proceeding cautiously.
When would be a good time then to put money to work? How much lower do you think stocks could still go?
Well, as was just said, we never really know exactly where the bottom is. And so what we're doing is focusing on quality when we're looking at names and looking for buying opportunities. I agree. I think we could have another 10, 20% downward movement before we see a capitulation and moving then upward from there.
Sounds like, David, if that would be the case, it's going to be hard-pressed to convince people who are already worried about their net worths declining by the hour, it seems, putting money to work anytime soon.
Well, that's why the market is going down. But if you look at history, a lot of times during bear markets, when you buy, you look silly for the first week or month, and then a year from now, you're like, holy cow, why didn't I buy more? So let's take 2009. Stocks were down 26% through March 9th. They ended up the year 26%, which means they had a 65% rally. If you've got any sort of longer time horizon, we really think that you can buy some great businesses. And we would buy businesses that are high quality, so you know they're going to be around 12 months from now.